Hey guys, Kyo Silvaria here. Happy October! Yeah, Halloween's right around the corner. And so I'm getting excited. I hope you all are too. Halloween's my favorite holiday. So yeah, it's pretty important for me. Anyways, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And the reason why is um, I don't want you guys feeling alone. And I mean, sometimes it helps to know or to hear from someone else that everything's going to be okay. So, why I'm making this video is because I've always wanted to help others, and I've always wanted to kind of be there for someone and help them through a lot of things. And, you know, for me, I wish I had that. I didn't have anyone that understood. And I always had someone telling me I was wrong to feel any of it. But I want you to know it's not. When I was a freshman in high school, I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. When I was a freshman, I didn't understand what was going on. I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't willing to admit it. I couldn't admit it to myself, and I couldn't admit it to anyone else. I felt completely weak and powerless. And that really took a toll on me. I'm used to being the strong supporter, always there to help someone, be the person that everyone relies on. Whether I wanted to or not, that's what I was, and I was used to it. So when I started feeling depressed all the time, tired, and everything else, I didn't understand, and I did everything in my power to pretend that's not what was going on in me. My mom kind of picked up on some of it, but she didn't know how bad it was. And there were days I begged to stay home from school because I was just so tired. I didn't want to get out of bed. It hurt physically and mentally trying to get out of bed. And it sucked. And it wasn't until I finally decided to tell my mom that she'd help me out. Unfortunately, the reason why I told her was because I got scared. I had taken a blade to my wrist and I had cut myself. It was in that moment I knew something was truly wrong. There was not a reason I should have been doing it. Like, I had no reason to have harmed myself. And that scared me, that I was doing it. It took me a while to actually get the nerve to tell my mom. I was so scared of disappointing her. I was so scared she'd be mad at me because I took a blade to my wrist. The reason why I came out to her and told her about it was my friend and I were talking about self-harm that night with my mom. And I turned around and I was like, oh yeah, Mom, by the way, I hurt myself. And that made her freeze. It made everyone in the room freeze. And she asked me when. And I told her. She wasn't angry, but she was upset. And I understand why. Who wants to know that their daughter just cut themselves because they felt they had no other chance, no other choice? Mom immediately got me to the doctors, and he gave me a referral to a psychiatrist and got me into therapy. I was put on antidepressants, and those are rough. If I have the choice, I'm never doing it. Like, that was just a time where it felt worse than depression itself. Like, I had no emotion. I didn't care. You know, the depression, I kind of had the same things where I just didn't care about anything. I kind of gave up. But the medicine made me feel like I was on autopilot. There were days where I'd wake up, remember waking up. I don't remember getting out of bed, getting dressed for school, going to the bus stop, getting on the bus. I would only remember getting out of one of my classes and walking down the hallway and being like, where am I? How'd I get here? What's going on? Finally, I made the choice to just stop it. I stopped taking the antidepressant without telling anyone. And it took a while for my mom to notice, and when she did, she put me right back on the med. She made me promise to take it until I could see my doctor again. So when I saw him again, I walked into the office and I just looked at him and was like, I'm not taking my meds anymore. I'm done. He looked at me, asked me why, and I said, don't get me wrong. I know I'm not cured. I'm going to have to live with this for the rest of my life, but I'm not doing it. He listened to my reasons, and he agreed. He offered to switch antidepressants to try a different one, maybe a different dose, and I said no. Now, I'm not trying to get you off of the fact that antidepressants all are like that. I've only been on one antidepressant, and it sucked for me, but I know others that it's actually worked for, and so if that works for you, I'm glad. Everyone finds their own way. My way is I had to learn how to cope with it without the medicine to help. And, you know, it hurt for a while. Really sucked trying to do it. I had no help. Everyone was around to support me, but I had to do it myself. Because I am a very prideful person. That's what also makes my depression kind of bad. Is I'm not willing to show I'm weak. But here's the thing. I was told that depression makes you weak. I was told that if I told anyone that I had depression, I'd be looked at like there was something wrong with me. I was afraid that if I told people I had depression, they would look at me like I was weak. That's not what happened. I went and told some of my friends. And to this day, I tell people I have depression. But I tell them, don't pity me. Don't look at me like I'm weak. And they all agree and say, you're not weak. Depression does not make you weak. It actually makes you stronger. We all have depression, but some of us just have it a little bit worse. And it sucks for all of us because we're all different. We all react to the depression differently. I've learned how to cope with mine. For me, when I'm depressed, depending on the day, I have to be left alone. And my coping skills is to read or write. But of course, that doesn't always work. I still have my days where I don't want to do anything, and I just want to sleep. And I've told my friends how to know when my days are that I'm depressed, and they don't understand because they don't know what it's like to be inside your head, trapped inside your head with all these negative thoughts constantly telling you something that pushes you and makes you feel so hurt. I I have my days where I want to be left alone. I don't tell anyone I want to be left alone. I just sit there and I hang out with people. And I get irritable. And I'm more likely to snap at someone for the smallest thing. And I'll sit there and tell people, like, after a while, I'll be like, I just want to be left alone. But they don't understand that I'm actually telling them, I want to be left alone. And then there's the days that I want to be with others. But I can't tell them that because for some reason it hurts to tell them I need someone here. And it might be because I'm too prideful, but at the same time, the negative thoughts that flit through my head, like, you're a burden to everybody, no one likes you, you annoy everybody around you, that pulls me down, and it makes me not tell anybody, and it makes me not reach out to them. You know, and that does bother me. Those are the days that it's more dangerous for myself. I can't do nothing about it. I have seen my friends go through depression, and I've helped them out as much as I can. One of my friends just recently was diagnosed with depression. You know, she's struggling with it because she doesn't understand it as well, because she's only just got it. She doesn't understand why she feels so tired. And, you know, when she started telling me these things, I looked at her and I'm like, you realize that's exactly how I felt when I was first diagnosed with depression. You know, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose anyone with depression, but I can certainly tell the signs of it very easily. And I told her, I'm like, I think you got depression. You need to go consult someone to find out what's going on with you. And she wouldn't have it. She didn't want to. She didn't want to ask anyone for help. Eventually she did. You know, she talks to me about it still, and it's like, trust me, I know what you're going through. I know why you don't feel ambitious. I know why you just want to lay down in your bed and not do anything. I know what it's like to just want to cry for no reason whatsoever. Depression does hurt. To those of you who are lucky enough not to have depression, you are so lucky because you don't know what it's like to constantly hate yourself. But you know, those of us that do have it, we're all strong enough to get through it. You know, and I'm posted this because I want you to know that if you guys ever need me, need someone to talk to, I am here. I do understand. And I'm hoping that by reaching out and saying, I know what you're going through, and I want to help, that you will let me help you if I can. Or if you're just feeling upset, like a random day where you're just depressed and you just need someone to talk to, I will be here. I'm always here to help. I may not know you guys, and you may not know me, but if you ever need someone just to talk to, just to have you vent and get out your frustrations, I am here. I will always be here. So, I hope you all have a good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are. You all are lovely people. You all are special in your own way. So, that's the end of this. Right? Bye.